A former Gering City Council member and local firefighter has been sentenced for his felony child abuse conviction. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a former Gering City Council member has been sentenced after pleading no contest to a Class 3A felony charge of child abuse knowingly and intentionally. 52-year-old Parrish Abel was arrested in February for a July 2020 incident where he lifted the blankets covering a naked girl and stared at her. He admitted to the allegations after taking a polygraph test at the NSP Troop E headquarters. In addition to the 2 years of probation he was sentenced to, he will have to serve a 30-day jail sentence slated to start on March 1st, 2022. Sticking with the courts now, as the man charged with starting a fire at his Scottsville motel room back in March is back in custody. Juan Alvera was arrested and charged with first-degree arson for setting a fire in his room at the America's Best Value Inn, and last month he was found competent to stand trial. However, a warrant for his arrest was issued last week after he failed to appear for his pre-trial hearing, and court records show he was taken back into custody early yesterday morning. Alvera has pleaded not guilty to the Class 2 felony, and a pre-trial conference in the matter will be rescheduled for later this month. And the Scottsville Police Department had a busy drive sober or get pulled over enforcement campaign. Captain Lance Kite says 11 officers put in a total of 198 hours of overtime traffic enforcement from August 20th through September 6th. During that stretch, there were 4 driving while intoxicated arrests, 3 driving under the influence of drug arrests, 22 felony arrests, and a whopping 82 citations for everything from speeding to open container. Kite says an additional 377 traffic stops were made during this most recent campaign. Well, coming back from the break, Bill Boyer's in with your weekend weather forecast. He'll have that right after the break here on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Very quiet weather conditions as we go through the evening hours. Partly cloudy skies, temps falling down into the low 40s and upper 30s as we get towards sunrise tomorrow. Pretty normal for this time of year. We do have a fantastic weekend shaping up for us with near to above normal temps, little to no precip, and light winds expected. And that's going to continue through most of next week as well. Didn't have yesterday's high and low reported to us officially. It was 70 or 69 degrees yesterday for our high temperature after morning lows right around that 40-degree mark. Missing some almanac data there as well, but we certainly ended the month of September well below normal. As we take a look at the drought monitor, just a slight expansion of the severe drought conditions. Most of the western two-thirds of the Panhandle and most of eastern portions of Wyoming. Those areas not in a severe drought listed in a moderate drought. Temps upper 60s and low 70s here across the region. Cooler in the mountains where it's 59 in Laramie, 64 in Cheyenne, 71 in Chadron, the warmest reading right now. Winds are very light, very comfortable out there this evening. Let's take a look at our forecast as we get to Friday night football here. How about no rain, very nice conditions, 68 for kickoff with temps down into the 50s by the fourth quarter. Again, just partly cloudy skies. That's it. Those clouds are going to be around at times, but not going to hurt anything. Certainly not going to amount to any moisture either. Low temperature is going to fall upper 30s and low 40s overnight. Should be a touch warmer than where we were last night. Now tomorrow we have sunshine out here throughout most of the day. We'll call it mostly sunny. Again, just a high-level cloud late in the day. It is a gorgeous day tomorrow. Whatever activities you have planned, indoors or out, should be very nice. And high temperatures tomorrow going to be well into the 70s for most of us. About normal for this time of year. Going to be very, very pleasant as we look over the next not only 36 hours, but the next 6 to 10 days. We don't see a whole lot happening till maybe next weekend. Partly cloudy skies, 42 for your low, light and variable winds tomorrow. It's going to be sunny, very nice. 77 your high and light winds. We continue those very nice temps with temps in the low 80s from Sunday all the way through Friday of next week. Very little activity going on with very little, if any, chances of precip, maybe a little bit of a shower activity on Wednesday.
What a year 2020 was. Now's the time to get out and travel this summer to see family and friends you were not able to see this last year. Spend more time enjoying your trip by flying United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with daily flights to and from Denver. Reserve your flight today and remember United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. And don't forget, Thrifty Car Rental is here for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and hitch a ride with your BFF, Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Logos in Gering is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gering.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
Welcome back. The Pumpkin Patch at BE Farms will host a couple of fundraisers this weekend. Over the past 4 growing seasons, with the help of our community, the Pumpkin Patch at BE Farms in Bayard has been able to donate more than $3,500 through pink pumpkin sales. Billy Estes says adding their Community Heroes Day on Saturday is a way to say thank you to those who serve our communities tirelessly.
We're doing our first ever Community Heroes Day on Saturday, where we're offering free admission to the farm to first responders, police, veterans, healthcare workers, just as our way of kind of thanking our community for taking care of our community, through COVID. And then also we're doing 10% of our wagon sales to support the firefighter ministry as well, because they do such great work here. So another way to give back.
On Sunday, the entire sale of each pink pumpkin and 10% of wagon load sales will be donated to the Festival of Hope. Hours for each day and more information can be found at the Pumpkin Patch at BE Farm Facebook page or bepumpkinpatch.com. Well, today, Governor Pete Ricketts visited manufacturers in Omaha and Ord to celebrate the start of Manufacturing Month in Nebraska. Manufacturing is Nebraska's second largest industry, with a total employment of more than 101,000 as of August of 2021, and the highest number of Nebraskans working in manufacturing since 2008. This morning, the governor gave brief remarks at Elliott Equipment Company and signed a proclamation to designate October as Manufacturing Month. And Democratic presidential hopefuls could still have a shot at claiming one of Nebraska's electoral votes, despite Republican dominance statewide based on newly approved political maps. Nebraska passed congressional boundaries Thursday that would keep the Omaha-centered 2nd Congressional District competitive, even though Republicans have pushed to draw the districts in a way that would have given the party a greater advantage. GOP lawmakers withdrew their plan after realizing they did not have enough support to overcome a Democratic-led filibuster. Nebraska and Maine are the only states that can split their electoral college votes. Nebraska has done so twice, as the 2nd District's vote went to Democrats Barack Obama in 2008 and Joe Biden in 2020. Well, still to come, your Fridays in the Field, weekend community calendar, and your Friday 5. KNEB.TV News will be back in just 90 seconds.
Fox Butte General Hospital's mission is to lead and innovate in healthcare delivery and community wellness. This is important to us so our community knows the importance that we place on the efforts to keep our community and our surrounding areas well. We appreciate being here. The staff that we have at Fox Butte General Hospital is grateful to serve the community of Alliance, Nebraska.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes over 300 different high-performance lubricants, including fuel conditioners, hydraulic and transmission fluid, and more. We've been helping customers improve their operations for more than 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and can even deliver right to your door to offer excellent service and value. Our products are made to exceedingly extend drain and grease intervals to reduce maintenance and labor costs to improve the budget. Whether you're in a factory, farm fleet, or like to go fast, Hydrotex is here to help. Visit your local Hydrotex dealer in person or online today.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say, often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
It's a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Though I haven't found the great pumpkin yet, but I will before the day is out. We are back with the FNBO Fridays in the Field, brought to you by the Great Big Small Bank. And it's hard to believe it's our last time here, and fall is definitely in the air on the Camrath operation. And harvest is underway, pumpkin harvest is underway. To me, fall is my favorite time of the year because of this, harvest time. So we bring Jim Camrath on camera with us. And Jim, great growing season for you.
Yes, it has been, Susan. It's been really good. We're in full swing with the pumpkins as of Monday, and the orders are coming in right and left here. My son Matt has gone to Omaha a couple times already, and we dipped into some corn yesterday. It's just kind of opening up this field here where we live here, and it's going from about 20 to 23 moisture, but it's looking pretty good. I think we'll leave it set for a couple of days yet, and yeah, everything's in full swing. I think it won't be much longer, and you'll see a lot of combines in the field.
Something about just getting those fields opened up gets you ready for harvest, but it also helps prep that field a little bit better.
Well, you know, that's the whole thing. You know, we started, I wanted to start in the morning, and it got to be where it was in the afternoon because you get all the bugs out and everything like that, you know, and it takes a while to get everything organized, and so, but we're slow but sure, we're getting there.
I tell you, the sound of the fans running on the grain bin also tells you that you've got a good crop going in there. And what are you looking moisture-wise right now for this crop when you go to finish harvesting?
Well, like I said, you know, it's running from about 20 to 23 to 24 at this point. You know, then we'll bring it in, we'll dry it with air, and if it gets too much water, I mean, the corn that we went through here yesterday was 110-day corn. So, we'll dry it down, I mean, with air, and then we'll haul it back out. But, you know, but when we got out into this patch here of corn yesterday, it looks drier than what you think it is. There's obviously a lot of green leaves. Got to shed some of the leaves yet. So, but and it'll work a lot better that way.
What are you looking forward the most when it comes to harvest this year? Probably besides being done.
Not breaking down. No, yeah, being done and everything's standing good. You know, you don't have to fight it. You know, if the wind comes along, you know, we've had that the last couple of years where you know, it's just you creep along, and so hopefully everything goes well until we get to the end, and there's a lot of bushels out there, and yeah, the light is at the end of the tunnel, but it's pretty dim right now. So, but I'm looking for that bright one when it gets there. You know.
Hay crop go pretty well for you this year? Because I remember when we were first here, that first cutting, you had some concerns.
Well, there was, but there was a lot of bales out there. I was really surprised once you get out there, and it surprised me, and which is good. The first three cuttings were, the first two cuttings were really good. The third one kind of fell off. I think it was probably maybe due to the heat. I don't know. Then the fourth one picked up again. So go figure. You know, how do you explain that? I don't know. But as overall, I was really pleased with the alfalfa crop this year. Yes.
Final thoughts from you on this year's growing season altogether?
Every year is a challenge, I should say. But the last couple of years have probably been more of a challenge than this year, simply because, well, like going back to the weather, you know, and the replants and whatever. But this year it went pretty smooth, and like I said, hopefully that at the end we'll be more than satisfied with what we got.
So I talked at the beginning about looking for the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Well, I found the pumpkin master. We've been talking all this growing season, every time we've come out to Camrath's, about the work that's been done on the pumpkin patch. But now we bring the pumpkin expert in. Matt Camrath is joining us now, the brains behind these pumpkins. Let's talk about why pumpkins. Why did you and your family get excited about raising pumpkins?
I don't know. I guess it's just kind of an off-the-wall idea one time. We planted some about 10 years ago to sell at our farmer's market. It was just like a jack-o'-lantern size, and it was like a, I don't know, fourth of an acre maybe. It was kind of a small, like a big garden. And it went pretty well, so we thought, well, maybe next year we'll try to do a few more. So we did that, and then we had a bunch left over that year, so I got hooked up with a grocery store in Columbus to try to get rid of them, and he bought most of what I had left. And then I thought, well, that went pretty good, so let's try to expand it a little bit more the next year. So we did. We just kept adding different things, and been doing it for like 10 years now, and it's grown to 2 acres, so it's plenty.
Well, I know that it's a very hands-on, labor-intensive crop to grow, and we saw that this whole growing season with you guys having to go out there and hand weed. Your nephews were out here one day while we were here, and they were weeding. Let's talk about the harvesting process, because that too is hands-on.
It is, yep. Right now it's just Dad and myself picking them, but you know, I pick, I guess, as many as I can on my own, and it is labor-intensive. You just a lot of bending over and lifting, but I think over time, I guess you get used to it. And you know, the weeding part of it, sometimes the kids will come out like on a weekend or something and they'll help pick some, but normally it's just myself or my wife sometimes, and said Dad helps, and the kids when they're don't have school things going on too, so it's just day by day.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate it. My yard does too. Okay. So we want to thank, of course, the entire Camrath family for spending their entire growing season with us, letting us invade their farm as we did from the start of planting all the way through harvest. That's been this week's and my last for the season, FNBO Fridays in the Field.
If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area, you and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
At Platte Valley Bank, we realize the way people want to bank in the future may be different than it has been. As comfort levels and desires vary by person, banking may be different for some, yet not for others. We offer the best of both worlds, a traditional banking experience with our friendly tellers, and an online or mobile banking option with features that you can personalize and utilize anytime, anywhere you go, so you can bank how you want, when you want, and from where you want to. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, before we break for the weekend, Alex and Rebel in with a highly caffeinated Friday 5.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's maple leaves. Let's stay home and cuddle. I think I'm falling for you. Pumpkin, please.
Happy fall, thankful, grateful, blessed.
I am so fall with all of my fall drinks. Coffee, coffee, coffee. It is time for coffee.
Coffee!
I've had 3 cups of my usual black coffee, but we are headed to sample all of the latest fall coffee drinks.
You're yelling. You're like,
I've had a lot of caffeine.
So jacked on caffeine. We are sick and tired of pumpkin spice lattes. We're gonna go out and see what some coffee chains have to offer. So
some alternative options to the pumpkin spice latte.
Let's go.
Okay, this is the maple spice cold brew. Do I stir it?
I don't really know.
No.
It looks fantastic.
Fantabulous. And what did you get?
I got a maple vanilla blender.
Not pumpkin spice. Not even remotely pumpkin.
No pumpkin
or
at
spice.
all. That's good.
This is bad for my bank account and my blood glucose, but good for my soul.
Yeah, this has a lot of sugar in it, and there's very little amounts of coffee, but I'm here for it. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't order this one again. It's a little bland.
It's pretty bland. I'm disappointed. How am I supposed to stir this without a straw? Like, I don't want to drink all the coffee and then have all the milk. And then, like, what is this? Is this the apple crisp at the bottom? Like,
oh, mine doesn't
is
have
that pie filling?
Which one did you get? You got an
apple crisp macchiato. Yeah.
So many words. What's the review?
I don't know. I've had two very different experiences. Like, I had the first sip, and then I put the straw all the way at the bottom and sucked up this. It literally tastes like a normal coffee, but if you took, like, the gooey part of an apple pie filling and just put it at the bottom, that's what it would be.
That is?
I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it tastes like.
What did I get? A pumpkin cold brew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mixing up the pumpkin cream cold brew to give it a whirl. What is that?
That good, huh?
What am I tasting?
Sorry.
That's
terrible. That is literally terrible.
There is something really off about this one. I don't like either of those at all. Starbucks, I thought Starbucks was known for this.
So we decided to do a little change up at our friend's Dunkin'. These are the apple cranberry refreshers. This one is with coconut milk, and this is the regular one. That is a party in my mouth.
It tastes like juice.
Like, what is going on?
This color is so funky too. I don't like this one.
I don't really like either of them. I like the aesthetic of this, though.
This tastes like apple juice with a little bit of cranberry and some Sprite or something to make it crispy.
It's not good.
That's not good.
It's not good. That's also not good.
That's too much
this
coconut.
is like a flavored lemonade that you get at Applebee's when you were like 12. As much as I hate to say it, I think you're honestly better off going with your tried and true pumpkin spice latte.
If you want to spice things up, Scooters does have a lot more options. The other two, not as much, and they're not as good.
Remember, start each day with a grateful heart.
Thankful, grateful, blessed. Happy fall, y'all.
Thanks, guys. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.